Hello everyone, I'm sure you all are fit and fine. I welcome you all to the revision session. In this session, I'll be basically discussing about the four main spheres of the earth. Apart from that, I'll also be discussing with you the effects of human activities on the four main spheres of the earth. Now, these topics I've already discussed with you in the last three sessions. So, in the revision session, it's going to be brief and simple. So, you can revise all the three sessions as well as the revision session for complete understanding of the chapter. So, without wasting much of time, let's get started for this session. The four main spheres of the earth are lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere. The first sphere of the earth is lithosphere. The sphere on which we actually live is known as the lithosphere. Now, lithosphere, approximately 29% of the surface of the earth is covered with lithosphere. So, out of the total percentage, 29 percentage is allotted to lithosphere. So, that portion of the earth is covered with lithosphere. The molten rocks in the interior of the earth are known as magma. Now, the rocks in the interior part of the earth are melting only due to high temperatures. Otherwise, the rocks are in solid form. But the moment there is high temperature and pressure in the interior part of the earth, the rocks get converted to molten rocks. And that rocks, when they get converted to molten rocks, is called as magma. The second important sphere of the earth is hydrosphere. The hydrosphere is the liquid component of the earth. Now, the water in the liquid form is seen in oceans, seas, lakes, ponds, etc. Hydrosphere covers 71% of the earth's surface. So, the water content in the earth's surface is comparatively more compared to other spheres. So, hydrosphere is covering nearly 71% of the earth's surface. Now, in hydrosphere, the percentage of water is more in oceans. Oceans contain 97% of the total amount of water on the earth. The third important sphere of the earth is atmosphere. Now, in atmosphere, we will see three important aspects. Like, firstly, atmosphere is composed of various gases: water vapor, dust particles, smoke, salt, etc. So, atmosphere is seen in solid, liquid, and gaseous elements. So, in three different forms, the elements are seen in atmosphere. Solid, liquid, and gaseous elements are included in the atmosphere. So, in solid, you can take dust particles, in liquid, you can take water vapor, and in gaseous element, you can take all the gases in the atmosphere. Now, the extent limit of the atmosphere is approximately 1600 kilometers from the surface of the earth. The last sphere of the earth, that is biosphere. The part of lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere where the living world exists is known as biosphere. So, the amalgamation of all the three spheres where the life exists is known as biosphere. Biosphere is the basis of our existence and living. So, without biosphere, life is not possible. It comprises of living and non-living components. So, biosphere includes both living and non-living because there is a strong relationship between living and non-living. So, without which life cannot be possible. So, living and non-living both are components of biosphere. The effects of human activities on the four spheres of the earth. Firstly, deforestation. Deforestation is leading to soil erosion. So, in order to make sure that the soil is not eroded, planting of more and more trees is very important because deforestation leads to soil erosion. Secondly, the oil spills from ships and disposal of industrial and chemicalized waste into the water causes the destruction of marine life. So, in order to make sure that water is not thrown out in such places, proper action needs to be taken. So, every industrialist needs to take care that every water which has been thrown out, especially if it is chemicalized, then proper treatment and should be thrown out in appropriate places. Thirdly, harmful gases which are emitted by industries, workshops, power stations, and vehicles pollute air, which is leading to air pollution. And the last point, increase in greenhouse gases has led to global warming. So the increase in the proportion of greenhouse gases is leading to a very big problem like global warming. Now, because of global warming, it has affected the life of all living creatures, because the living creatures could not sustain their life with increasing temperatures because their body is not ready to fit into such adaptations. So it leads to death. So global warming is a very serious problem which needs to be properly addressed. So I'm sure you all enjoyed the 3 session as well as the revision session, and all your doubts I'm sure with the revision session is cleared, and constant practice of this sessions I'm sure will make you completely efficient of the knowledge required for lesson 2, and you will be more and more clear with the concepts of chapter 2.